Today we will be doing a rhetorical analysis of the Extra Gum commercial The Story of Juan and Sara by Jean-Pierre and Reina. First we are going to show the video as a whole, then commence the analysis.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Oh, shall I stay? Would it be a sin? Oh, if I can't help falling in love with you. Oh, like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Won't take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Oh, for I can't help falling in love.
Give extra, get extra.
Wise men.
So we start off by being shown a girl who we can assume to be Sara at her local high school. Now the setting is quite important because many relationships start off at school, which appeals to the ethos because that image relates to us in the sense that this can happen to anyone rather than it being fictional or impossible. Extra Gum wants to connect with its audience. With her smile, we can also assume that a connection is being made. We can also assume that she is the speaker and the audience is Juan.
Say only fools rush in.
Here, Sara drops her books and Juan rushes over to help. But notice how the camera zooms into the gum. By this exchange of gum, a strong connection is being established.
But I can't help falling in love.
Here we can assume that this is their first date. Once again, the gum is introduced, and we can infer that it's an excuse for them to kiss before the gum is chewed. The lyrics say, "But I can't help falling in love with you." We can infer that their story of falling in love will only continue, which will be strengthening their bond.
With you.
As she walks home, Juan starts to draw on the gum wrapper. Because the camera zooms in on the wrapper once again, we can assume that this is a sign of symbolism.
Oh, shall I stay?
In this next scene, we see the two strolling in the park. The setting again plays a vital role since we see the idea of a date in the park as memorable or as cute, and we can tell as they're laying down, Sara gives Juan another piece of gum, which is an anaphora, used by the company since the gum is a sign of symbolism, which isn't clear yet, but in the end we can comprehend the relationship of Extra Gum, the story of Juan and Sara, as well as the song.
Would it be?
This scene of them outside sharing a kiss shows us how stronger their relationship has become. When looking at this scene, we see a large banner saying prom night. This shows a great possibility that the first time they made eye contact was their freshman year. They have made it all the way to senior year, and we see Sara give Juan yet another piece of gum. The lyrics say, "Shall I stay? Would it be a sin?" This comes as shocking to the audience of Extra Gum, the people who want to buy their gum, because the lyrics are saying one thing, but we are seeing the complete opposite.
Oh, if I can.
This is quite a cool effect. We go back to the day in the park and we see Juan writing the memory of that day. A quick shift goes to the scene they were kissing under the snow, and we see the happiness on Juan's face, the type of smile that can be inferred as "she's the one" smile.
Falling in love.
We will be seeing a juxtaposition here where after such a strong relationship together, they get into a fight. From the setting, we can tell that they are either moving out, which would be safe to say that they broke up, or that they are ready to move in with each other and ran into a little argument. However, she hands him another piece of gum, and they hug and seem to be happy as if the piece of gum brought them together. How, you might say? Well, if you recall, in every scene, a piece of gum is being given in a positive and happy situation. The gum brings them together, strengthening their bond. This goes back to the symbolism of the gum. It is a symbol of the relationship since it attracts them together. As we transition from the scene where they argue to the scene where she leaves, the lyrics repeat, "If I can't help falling in love with you." We can assume that she has this deep attachment to him that whatever happens between the two of them, she can't help but fall in love with him. Sara seems to be flying away here, and from the look on Juan's face, that his makes him seem sad. That it is possibly the first time he is separated from her.
Oh, like a river flow.
In the background, we see that she hugs her father, and the main part here is that Juan is doodling in another gum wrapper. This is foreshadowing, as in the end, we'll see what happens with all of these gum wrappers.
Surely to
Here, we can say this is another juxtaposition. Sara and Juan have always been introduced as being together, but now are separated from each other. By showing us this, we can say this distance only makes their growing relationship stronger.
the sea, dark.
Once again, we are shown Juan doodling on the gum wrapper, which now makes us even more suspicious on what this can mean, as this is a sign of symbolism and foreshadows what will happen later on in the video.
Darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be.
In the song playing in the background, it says, "Like the river flows, surely to the sea. Darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be." This is the simile that compares how things such as fate, or in this case, Juan and Sara's relationship, are meant to be. And by comparing the river flowing to the sea happening naturally, it strongly emphasizes that relationship.
Won't take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can.
Take my hand, take my whole life too. This is a hyperbole about giving all you have to someone, in this case a lover. Love is sacred, and in this case it's being compared to a life, to emphasize its importance. We also know her desperation for what she seeks. It is basically saying she is giving everything to this person whom she loves or desires, and it makes us feel empathy for her, and we hope it works out for her. This would appeal to Pathos.
Falling in love with you. Oh,
This is where the gum wrapper symbolism is revealed. He draws the events that happen in the relationship up to the point where the real purpose is shown, which is marriage. Here we can assume Juan would be the speaker and his audience is Sara. The cum wrapper is marriage, and the occasion is a growing relationship.
I can't help.
We are introduced to Juan and Sara in their high school years, and we see how their relationship grows stronger as time passes, up to the point where they are engaged. This is a perfect example of character development, which appeals to our pathos because we grew attached to these characters and want to see them happy. Often in logos, literal analogies are used to emphasize a point. In this case, the characters are the literal analogies. Juan and Sara, two high schoolers and two lovers.
Falling in love
Give extra, get extra.
with you.
Now we are introduced to a bigger audience, bigger speaker. The speaker here would be the Extra Gum Company. The occasion would be to sell a fantasy or a lifestyle, which is portrayed by Sara and Juan and their growing relationship and how the gum had basically made the relationship grow. The audience would be potential future buyers of this gum or people who are the same people who seek love. The purpose would be to sell gum, and the subject would be persuasion, because overall the commercial is very persuasive and it appeals to us emotionally. And now we conclude our rhetorical analysis of the Extra Gum commercial, the story of Juan and Sara.